Firelight Girl has joined. Tracy Briggs is on. I'm just going to give Christine Dalby has joined. I'm just going to give a few people time to join who said they would be here. Nosy Parker is here. You've joined us at the start of a scope for once, Nosy. Last night you were on at the end of the scope, so you missed it. Amy's here. Amy, good to see you. Mike, Libby. How is everybody? This is amazing. I love this now. I so look forward to doing this at the end of every day. I'm constantly thinking throughout the day what we're going to talk about tonight, what we're going to discuss. I put a post out on Facebook earlier asking people what we should talk about tonight, and Tracy Briggs, I just saw logging in. Tracy says good. She's good to hear from you. Shelley's here as well. Yeah, Tracy replied that she would like to talk about tonight, really, keeping confidence levels high when life seems to keep saying no. For us actors, for people who don't know me, those who are joining for the first time, my name's Ross. I'm an actor from Manchester in the UK. A lot of the people who are going to be tuning in are actors. Nina's here. Again, good evening, Nina. But a lot of the stuff that I talk about on these scopes, it isn't necessarily actor specific, but a lot of people who are tuning in, just shut my laptop up from beeping, will be actors. So I'm going to talk a little bit tonight, well, actually about life and about acting as well. So this will relate to everybody. But yeah, how do we keep our confidence high and keep our confidence up when we are either getting no after no after no, Mr. Potts, good evening, at audition, or when life, for those people who aren't actors, you know, seems to be kind of throwing no's and no's and no's at us. Tracy, this is the first one because you put this to us as a topic where I've even written some notes tonight, guys. I'm very organised. I want to go through 4 points on this. I could talk about this subject for about 5 weeks, but I will just go through 4 points that I want, and we're going to finish tonight with a nice little exercise at the end. It's a practical exercise, so I want everybody to stay on this scope right until the end. Harry's here. Harry, good to see you. Craig, he's loving it. Right, okay, guys, so number one, okay, I want people to realise, like, in terms of confidence, and when life is saying no, or we're not getting auditions, you know, or you are getting auditions, but you're getting no after no after no auditions, I want people to realise, okay, that sometimes the difference between winning and losing is absolutely minute. And this is something that I learned at quite an early age, right? My dad, he isn't with us anymore, bless him, but he was mad on golf. Absolutely loved golf, loved playing golf, loved watching golf, spent most of his time at the golf club, drove my mum mad with golf. And he took me and my brother, when we were much younger, from like 3 years old, we would be playing golf because my dad was just crazy on golf. And when you first start playing golf, for those who have played the game, it can be quite frustrating. You can hit one shot dead straight down the fairway and then go to hit your second shot and you will hook it or slice the ball and it'll be off in the trees, in the water, in a bunker, and you're going, I don't understand. It's like I did everything the same and it worked for that first shot. What's going wrong? I don't get it. I don't get why like I'm not consistent, at least. I think we get that as actors. We'll go for a job, get an audition, we'll be high going, yes, I've got one, I've got this part, and then the next audition we don't get the part, and we're like, oh my god, what's gone wrong? Like, I got the last job, what's actually happened? In golf, the difference between when you look at technique and stuff, you know, the thing that can make that difference between one fantastic shot and a shot that goes off in the trees is often just millimeters, guys. You hit that ball 1 millimeter to the left and you are off in the water. You hit that ball 1 millimeter to the right and you are on the green, you know, inches away from the hole, ready to sink that putt. Okay, so what an amazing mindset to have. You know, that when things aren't going particularly right for us in our lives, or, you know, or we didn't get that part of an audition, that actually, you know, we might only be millimeters away. And I think that's particularly important for the acting industry as well, because generally there are things in auditions that you have no control over and that might put you literally a millimeter out for no fault of your own. It might be something down stupidly, like, say, hair colour or something. I've known auditions before where people have, when I've worked as a casting assistant, where people have gone, we're going to audition all these brunettes, and then at the last minute they've gone, oh my god, actually, you know what, we need a blonde for this, and we don't want to get people to so Nosy Parker says, so you need to learn to do it exactly right every time. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. It does in sport and things like that anyway, particularly things like golf. In the acting industry, because there's a lot of variables against you at every audition, sometimes, like I say, there's some things you can't control. But, you know, if you do have a dodgy audition and it is something that you think is out of technique, so you might forget your lines, then you know that that's what you need to work on. You know, your accent might have been off. You know that's something you need to work on. And these are things you can control, you can utterly control. So we must focus on what we can control, not on the things that we can't control. So training is one of those things. So point number one that I wrote down, Tracy, I want to talk about, was the fact that, you know, you really are sometimes only a millimetre away from success. The difference literally between a winner and a loser, quite a lot. Hello Gemma, how are you doing? Good evening. Yeah, the difference between a winner and a loser a lot of the time will come down literally just to millimetres. Point number two that I've got here is there are two types of actors that I know, guys. Two types of actors in this world. And one type of actor who goes to an audition and gets a no will walk away from that audition feeling that they are one step further away from reaching their goal. Okay. Another type of actor, and a much better type of actor, will walk away from that audition where they get a no, knowing that they are actually in reality one step closer to that next audition where they will get a yes. And this is how some of the most successful salespeople in the world treat a no in sales. So they don't look, they could get 10 sales you know, calls in a day and they get no's on every single one. The best guys in sales don't go, well, I'm 10 no's away from a yes. They go, I'm actually 10 no's closer to a yes. Thomas Edison, the guy who invented the light bulb, did an amazing interview where he had tried for nearly 1,000 times to create a working light bulb and he had failed. And a reporter, a young kind of brash reporter, asked him, he said, Thomas, is it not time that you give up, you know, and give up on this dream? He was like gobsmacked and went, oh my God, like why on earth would I give up now? I now know nearly 1,000 ways that a light bulb will not work. Thus, I am 1,000 steps closer. Less than 200 attempts later, Edison created the light bulb as we know it today. I mean, I have got in here 5 lights on. I've got a desk lamp 6. The guy changed our life. Science is a process of elimination where acting isn't. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an element of art in acting, and taste comes into it, definitely. However, I think perseverance, whether it's science or art, is the same across the board. And also, acting auditions particularly can be quite formulaic. So you can reverse engineer that audition that you did so well and you did right, and actually go, well, what did I do right in that audition where I got the part? Let's try and reenact that as closely as I can in future auditions. So I know that my pre-chat to the director was great and we got on really well. What kind of things did I talk about? How did I put my unique personality across to make myself endearing so that this director actually wants to work with me and is inquisitive and wants to talk to me and ask me more about my life and actually thinks that I'd be a great guy to spend 6 months with if I worked on a project? You know, what went right about that? What went right about the way that you delivered I don't know if it's an accent, you know, delivered those words. So every time you fail, you're one step closer. Yeah, exactly, Christine. Honestly, that is like absolutely the way you need to look at it. So you could go, okay, well, how did my accent work last time, you know, when I had to do that Cockney accent or that Scouse accent? Have I put as much preparation in this time? You know, because I spent 3 days working on my Liverpoolian accent for that audition. Okay, well, I might need to do that again. There's a lot of things that formulaically you can kind of break down. So I would say reverse engineer the auditions that you did well and go, what did I do well and how can I repeat that? So that's number 2, okay, 2 different types of actors. Okay, number 3, over the page, labels. Yeah, I want to talk about labels. This is so important for everyone. Anyone's watching this scope who isn't an actor, and apply this to every part of your life as well, guys. Okay. Again, 2 types of people. Most people would label a tragic event in their life. Whether, I mean, not getting a no at an audition is not tragic, is it? When the grand scheme of things, really looking around. But if we look at that as like, you know, as a negative, a lot of people go, well, I got a no from that audition, thus it was a failure. So I'm labeling that as a failure, and every time I think about it, I'm going to feel like a failure, and everything I associate with that, I'm going to feel like a failure. And rather than thinking that I'm just millimeters away from success, I'm going to think that actually I've got no talent, that I've failed again. I'm probably crazy things like I'm ugly, I'm not good looking enough to do this. Those other guys and girls who were at that audition were better looking than me. That, you know, they're so much better than me. We kind of go, oh my god, like everything is wrong. Okay, and we put this tragic label on that experience. What would happen if you changed that label from a failure to a gift? And you go, actually, you know what, that audition where I didn't get that role, that was a gift, because a great actor would do that and would go, I am such a good actor that I'm going to take the feedback from that audition, whether I've been given it by the casting director or I've taken from what I take as, you know, as my own feedback from that audition, and I'm going to use that. Every audition is an experience, says Laura. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to use that experience and look at it for what it gave me, not what it stole from me. Okay, because a lot of people will just always look at it as a negative. We have naturally as human beings a negativity bias in our brains. There is scientific studies done on this. We are drawn to negativity. I've said on previous scopes, the reason that you can look down your Sky News app now on your phone, you will see on average 17 negative news articles for every one positive one, because as human beings we feel that we have to know about the negative stuff in the world so we can keep ourselves safe from it. So we will always label things that aren't great in our lives as those negative things and kind of dwell on them and almost love it. You know, we are biased towards that, but let's not label it as a negative. Let's look at it for what it gave us as a positive. Let's label it as a gift and go, what did that experience give me? You know, in Bulletproof Actor, it's called Unstoppable Confidence, Infinite Success, the mindset course that I'm launching next month for actors. One of the declarations, you will all get one of these if you enroll on the course, which is a certificate of declarations that you must sign and date before you start the course. The more practice I have at auditions, the more confident I get. Exactly, Gemma. Definitely. You know, and that absolutely comes into it. The more you do, the more confident you're going to get for next time. But one of them on here says that there are no failures, guys. Okay, only outcomes. If I learn something, I am succeeding. Nina says she gets so excited about auditions, just needs more of them. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, this is what I want to talk about now. Okay, so we've been through those 3 points. So we had the difference between winning and losing is often only millimeters, guys, and you must remember that. Okay, keep that mindset. It's an amazing mindset to have. It's something that I learned really kind of early on, and I forgot for a large part of my life. But as I say, just through playing golf, you know, literally, when I swung that club, the shots that I made that went straight down the fairway, when I didn't make that shot, I made the next shot and it went off into the water, into the bunker. It wasn't that I was wrong, that the club was wrong, that the tee was wrong, that the ball was wrong, that the course I was on was wrong, the grass was wrong, the wind was wrong, the weather was wrong. It's the fact that that swing was just a millimetre or 2 millimetres literally above, below, or to the left or to the right of that ball, and it changed the shot completely. So when things aren't going right in your life, like I said on the scope the other night, it might only be a small change of direction that you need, or you know, just swing that club that millimetre to the left or the millimetre to the right, and things will change for you in a big way. It doesn't mean that everything is wrong. So that was the first point. We had the two types of actors. One would label it as a step away from success, one would label it as a step closer to success. And the third thing was labels. Nina said then about getting more auditions. You know, she loves the auditions, it's a great experience, but would like to get more, and we would all like to get more. One way, and well, the only way that I know that you can get more auditions, and the only way that I have had more auditions in my life, is by taking action. Okay, and one of the first scope, in fact the very first scope that I did, and you can see the replay if you go to actonthis.tv and then click on Periscope in the menu, you'll be able to watch that. But I went through something called the success cycle, and this is what Bulletproof Actor is all based on, and it basically is a cycle that starts with your belief. We'll start in this bottom corner here with your belief in yourself, which determines the potential you see in yourself. That determines the action that you take, which determines your results, which then feeds back into your belief. Okay, so I want to do a little exercise, and this is quite fun, guys, right? If you've got the energy, I know it's nearly like, what, 20 past 10 here in the UK. I want you to stand up for this if you can. I won't, because you won't be able to see me. You can put the phone down on the table, you'll still be able to hear me. You don't need to see me for this, you just need to hear me. And what I want you to do is, I want you to just point your finger out in front of you like this. If you're stood up, and keep your head forward and just point your finger out, okay? So I'll just give people a second to get themselves in that position. Now what I want you to do is keep your body forward, but I want you to start turning your arm out, so you're pointing behind you. And I want you to just see how far you get for now. Just point and go around and let's just see how far you get. Give yourself a bit of a stretch, but just see how far you get. When you've done that, just give me some hearts on the screen. Tap the screen, let me see some hearts to know that you've done that. Just remember how far you got. There you go. There's some purple hearts. There's some red hearts, pink hearts. Love it. Don't be shy with the hearts as well. Hearts are good. It means that it makes me feel good that people are actually still listening. There's some greens. Nice. Okay, now what I want you to do is we're going to repeat this exercise, but I don't want you to do it, okay? I just want you to stand still, close your eyes, and I want you to see yourself just doing what you just did there. So you're seeing yourself. You're not doing this. You're just visualizing with your eyes closed, your arms out to the front, and you're pointing. And now your arm is going round, and you're going twice as far as you just went. And I want you to visualize it, and I want you to feel it. Okay, see it and feel it. Okay, now reset yourself in your head. Don't do this in real life, just reset yourself in your head. If you're just joining now, CKP weddings, you're going to think we're all a bit crazy. I'll explain all after this. So now you're seeing this in your head, okay? And your arm's going out to the front again in your mind, and you're going round, and this time you're going 3 times as far. So you're almost coming back round on yourself. And I want you to see it in your mind, I want you to visualize it, and I want you to feel it in your body. Now we're going to reset in your head again, okay? The last time, okay, you're going to see this in your mind, I want you to feel it, I want you to visualize it really vividly, your arm's going out to the front, and this time it's like you're an owl, okay? Your feet are still facing forward, but it's like your upper body is completely twisting round, and you're going all the way round 360 degrees till your arm is back out in front of you. So I want you to visualize yourself doing that and feel it. Now what I want you to do, guys, is for real now. Okay, you're going to put your arm out in front of you for real. We're going to do this exercise for real again. And now I want you to just see how far you go. Repeat it. Move your arm round and just see where you end up this time. You're probably not going to go 360 degrees, or you'll probably break your spine, but just see how far you go. Now, how many people, and just type yes in the box in your chat now, how many people went further than they went the first time I told you to do that exercise? How many people went further? Just type yes, or tap the screen, give me some hearts, let me know. Because I'm reckoning, there you go, yes says Christine, yes says Tracy, yes says Laura, yes says Nina. Okay, I'm sure, Gemma, yes. Everybody will have gone further that second time. Now, did you have the potential to go as far as that the first time I told you to do it? Yes, you did, but you didn't take the action. Now, this isn't a test. This is just to show you, guys, that when you take the action, I reckon you will have gone 30% further that second time, at least, than you did the first time. Okay, and I want you to relate that to your career and what you're doing in your acting career to get auditions and castings today. I've got lumbago though. Right, Nosy Parker. I don't know what that is, but lumbar's to do with the spine, obviously, and I imagine that's probably quite painful. So I hope that's not caused any injury or pain. But you get the idea, okay? I want you to relate that to what you're doing in your life and your career now, okay? Are you taking the action that you are capable of taking? Because that in the success cycle, okay, the potential you believe you have directly feeds into the action that you will take, which directly gives you your results, which feeds back into your belief. So belief, potential, action, results. Okay, if you believe you've got lots of potential to get auditions, in lots of potential, you're going to take massive action to get them. That's going to give you good or great results, which feeds back into your beliefs, and next time more potential, more action, better results, okay? And this goes round and round and round, and this is why successful people, truly successful people, become more and more successful. Unsuccessful people, unfortunately, believe they have no potential, take no action, get terrible results, have no belief in their potential for next time. Okay, so Laura says yay. If you like that, hit me up with some hearts. And that's how, like, when you are conscious and you have, and I hope you guys are kind of feeling like you are gaining more emotional mastery through watching these scopes. because this is how, like, you know, when you do keep getting those no's in your life or your auditions or your castings, that actually, you know, your confidence levels can still keep high. You can still focus on what you can control. You can focus on what you're getting out of these experiences. You know, you're taking the positives away from them, so that next time you believe you're one step closer, you have more belief in your potential, take more action, you're going to get better results. It's as simple as that. So that's the topic for tonight, and it's been great because this wasn't something that I planned to talk about. This was something that Tracy Briggs, thank you very much, asked me to talk about in the Facebook group. If you're not part of the Bulletproof Actor Facebook group and you're an actor with like a higher vision of your life and your career, and you want to get further and just live a more fulfilled, happy, successful existence on this planet where you can impact things and people in way more positive ways than most do, get yourself over to facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor, all one word, and request to join the group. It's a secret group, it's not publicly kind of available, but yeah, ask to join, and I post loads of stuff in there and the replays of these scopes, so ask for that, and go to bulletproofactor.com, where you can get your exclusive invite for Bulletproof Actor, Unstoppable Confidence, Infinite Success, a mindset course that I will be bringing out next month. But guys, seriously, I mean, honestly, like, it's gonna rock. I promise you. I'm now officially a grand groupie, says Nina. Nina, honestly, I wish, like, I'm so ridiculously passionate about this because it's changed my life. The last 8 years of this, of really studying scientifically as well. Me too, says Laura. Me too, says Tracy. This isn't the stuff that I'm teaching, you know, isn't all like happy clappy nonsense. You know, most people, you know, think always a bit woo woo. Go and look in the mirror and tell yourself you're happy 3 times and then you'll be all right. All of this stuff is based on like 40 years of empirical evidence, scientific studies based on, you know, on research that some of the most amazing. We should all meet up. We should, Nina. Definitely, we should all meet up. Well, what I want to do as part of Bulletproof Actor when I launch the course is one of the bonuses, I think, if people sign up early, will be that I will hold a event. It might only be one day. It'll probably be a weekend event. I might do 1 or 2 days, depending on you know, depending on people's commitments and stuff. But I would love to get people through the course. There's going to be 2 versions of it. There'll be one self-study version, which you do. It's all video. It's about 4 or 5 hours worth of video that you go through. Workbooks. It's all bite-sized chunks, so it's all quite easily to manage. You know, easily manageable. And then there's a live version of it as well, where you get the self-study version, and then I work through with everybody just once a week on a live webinar, similar to this really, but we'd be in a group situation where I will present, and we will kind of drill down deeper into the modules. Tell us about where you do the voice stuff. So the voice stuff, so Nosy Parker, I'll just finish up on Bulletproof and then I'll go into that. And then, yeah, what I would like to do is kind of like one step up from that would be, once people have been through that, you know, kind of like if they want to upgrade and do the live version as well, the live coaching version. That's for people who kind of need a bit more accountability and feel they would work better if they're set deadlines. And I go, right, by next week you've got to get through Unit 1, next week through Unit 2, and so on and so on. And then there will hopefully, yeah, I would like to do a live event, you know, where we could all come together, and you know, I could get some guest speakers in and have an amazing day, at least if it's just like, you know, a Saturday or something like that. That would be pretty cool. So I'll keep you posted on that. But yeah, if you've not got your invite yet, so you get on the mailing list and you get kept up to date, bulletproofactor.com, and you can find out. I'll be sending regular email blasts out to everybody, telling them where I'm up to, because as I'm doing it, it's getting bigger and bigger. It's turning into a bit of a beast. But it will be amazing. I promise you it will change your life. Nosy Parker, the voice work. Yeah, I've been a voiceover artist for a decade now, and I have an amazing agent called the Voiceover Gallery. They are an agency in London and Manchester. I work almost daily doing voiceovers for commercials, TV adverts and radio adverts, corporate stuff, computer video games, and animation, children's animation. I just did a great animation the other day, which I'll be able to tell people about soon, which is awesome. It looks like, it's not, but it looks like a Disney Pixar animation. It's absolutely fantastic. It looks awesome. And I do that in studios all around the UK, mostly out of Manchester and Leeds and London. But it was something that I got into nearly a decade ago, and it changed my life. I talk about it a lot within the Bulletproof Actor course, and I got to be able to kind of, you know, be successful in voiceover by rewriting a very old limiting life story that I was living, where I didn't really have a lot of belief in my potential. I wasn't taking very much action. I wasn't getting good results, and therefore I didn't have a great belief in myself. I met a mindset coach called Mark Dharma, who I did a podcast with just 2 days ago. If you're part of the Bulletproof Actor Facebook group, you can listen to a 14-minute preview of that. And one conversation with that man literally changed my life. I mean, seriously, like absolutely every area. He was the catalyst for a lot of change in my life. I met him just after a few things had been kind of going wrong in my life. I just lost my dad. You know, I was in a job that I hated. I was working 40 hours a week in a shop. All I wanted to do was act and do voiceovers. I couldn't do that because I was just stuck in this rut. And I couldn't see a way out until I met Mark. And he taught me some techniques, which is a lot of the stuff that I'm kind of passing on to you guys. And I go into it in incredible depth in Bulletproof Actor. And it enabled me to kind of throw away all those limiting beliefs, rewrite what was my old limiting, as I call it in Bulletproof Actor, my old limiting bullshit life story, and create and rewrite a new, limitless, empowering life story, which really did change every area of my life, set me up for what I do now. I launched a full-time voiceover and acting career, launched 3 online businesses, my physicality changed, I got in good shape, I started running marathons, I started you know, coaching other people. It's a completely different person. Honestly, I look at myself now and I'm like, I don't recognize who I was back then. So that's why I'm doing this, and I want to create Bulletproof Actor to help other people do that, you know, and become empowered, and, you know, and create their own lives as opposed to working for the man and, you know, and creating someone else's dreams. I want people to, you know, to empower people to go out and actually, you know, do things that they want to do, because we're not here for very long. So we you know, we need to do what we want now, whilst it's, you know, it's important, and whilst we can. So that's it for tonight, guys. So that's kind of a few tips on how to keep confidence high when the world or auditions are saying no to you. So I hope you can use that in your life and your career this week. If you are not subscribed to me on Periscope, are you a godly man? I'm not really massively religious. I think I'm very spiritual, in terms of, you know, I'm definitely spiritual. Bizarrely, I probably talk to my dad, who's not with us anymore, more now than I ever did when he was alive. I'm very spiritual in that sense, and, you know, I don't know whether I'm kind of like I'm not really a fatalist in terms of, you know, a lot of people use the term like right place, right time, or it was just destiny, it was their fate. I think a better way of looking at right place, right time is actually really 2 things. Right place, right time is really preparedness meets opportunity. Okay, so when these opportunities come around, if you ain't prepared, you're not going to be in that right place at the right time. If you are working on things you can control, and you are training your acting career or whatever career you've got, when the opportunity comes along, it's going to be like you're in the right place at the right time. It's not really that phrase though. It's opportunity meets preparedness meets opportunity. That's really what it is. But yeah, I am. I'm not religious in terms of, you know, I don't prescribe to one God particularly, but I certainly, you know, I'm not against that whatsoever. You know, I love people to have faith and believe in whatever they believe in, if it makes them feel better, you know, and it kind of, you know, helps them in their mindset and their lives to do good. But I think I am quite spiritual, yeah, in terms of, you know, I definitely believe we pass on and we go somewhere else. I hope anyway, otherwise I'm spending all this time talking to my dad and he can't even hear me. But yeah. Oh, what's this? I'm getting Periscope. I'm getting messages. I think it was Mark. I think that might have been Mark, the guy who I said changed my life. Show us your room. Oh God, well, there's not really anything to see. You can kind of see it all, really. So it's just bookshelves, me. There's a printer over there. Oh, there's a microphone there. So I do a lot of recording in here. I've got lights coming here. I've got a Mac in front of me. Apart from that, it's very plain and unexciting, really. But that's it. But that is me for tonight, guys. I've taken up at least half an hour of your time now. It's 10:30. If you haven't subscribed, that's why it's called Nosy Parker. Yeah, no, but I don't mind. Questions are good. This is what I like, interaction. I want to make sure that I'm delivering you guys, well, over-delivering on, you know, on what you want. We're just going to say that, Nosy Parker. It's good to see you on a scope, Nosy Parker, throughout though, not just at the end. You came on last night and you went, you started now, and I was like, no, we're just finishing. So thanks for joining us tonight. If you've not subscribed to me, if you're on iPhone, swipe left to right. You can share this Periscope with your friends as well. They can watch the replay. If you're on Android, swipe bottom to top, and you can do that. Give me some hearts, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow evening. I'm doing this every single night, 10 p.m. UK time. Wherever you are else in the world, you know, figure out what time that is and join me. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching.